Welcome back. Return of the Mac, episode 108. Moss, Andrew, Carl. You already know what it is.
Yeah. What it is.
What's going on, fellas?
Chilling up, man. Back in the building, though.
We are.
Get it. Ready to get it.
Another week? Another episode?
Hell yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of stuff going on this week in the news. I feel like there was just constantly shit going on.
Always some uproar going on.
No doubt. People are so bored. It drives me insane.
I mean, look, when you got, I guess, Rolling Loud like the biggest festival.
It's probably the biggest hip hop festival now.
Right, by far, right?
It's the biggest hip hop festival.
So when you got that going on, you're going to have a whole lot of stuff to come out of it. I was just surprised at how many people was down there, though. So
that shit was jumping. Crazy. You see how many people at Lollapalooza in Chicago?
No. What is
they said like 100,000 people out there joined today.
Today?
Yeah, each day.
What is that?
It's another festival.
Oh, okay.
It's another festival, kind of hip hop based more so, but a lot of shit.
That's just crazy with and everybody's talking about like the numbers going back up for COVID, but nobody gives a fuck really, right?
Motherfuckers don't get these festivals in. They had to cancel all of them last year.
People don't give a fuck
they get
about
them
this
shit like before that shit strike down.
You hear a lot of people talk about like we might go back on lockdown, and it's like, good luck.
I don't see it. Yeah.
Good luck trying to lock these motherfuckers are outside and
especially people that got vaccinated.
It's literally songs now that talk about just being back outside. People are not going in the house anymore.
I've seen at least 3, if not 4 songs called Back Outside in the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's always happening. Anytime something big happened, just like during the corona, everybody had a coronavirus song or coronavirus bar.
But
people take snaps and shit now and just be like, "I'm outside." This is just something to.
well, we outside been like a saying.
Right.
Now it's like really relevant for everybody.
It's
back outside.
Right. We out here. So hey, good luck with that shit. I don't think you're gonna do that. People getting their trips in and all of that stuff right now. So
yeah. Get it before it start getting cold again. Might as well.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
Don't get me started on COVID and vaccine stuff. Whew. I'm at the top of my wit's end, if you will, right now.
Really?
These motherfuckers are driving me insane. I really
don't
even want to talk
though.
about it. Anything happened this week to you, gentlemen? I don't even think so. We had so much to cover last week. We jumped in immediately. We didn't even mention that you moved into the house.
We were right into the Bucks. Y'all was hyped to get into the Bucks.
We started Bucks and 6. Well, we had a lot to cover too. But last week, or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago now, after we recorded, we got to move into the new spot. Carl's a boss out here, just to let y'all know. We've seen the inside of the crib now.
That's a boss ass crib.
This guy's a boss.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate you boys, though, dog, man. Because look, I wouldn't be able to do that shit by myself, man. Y'all guys showed up for me, so I appreciate that.
I was sore as hell.
I was sore as a motherfucker, man.
I would have brought an extra shirt. My shit was soaked,
soaking wet. Yeah,
soaked
instantly, bro.
Yeah, it's coming together, man. Still, fucking furniture on back order and shit. They talking about may not be till September. I'm like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
Basement.
No, for the living room. Yeah, for the living room and shit. So, waiting on some of that stuff still, and still got a few boxes to go through and stuff. But now it ain't really no rush, you know.
At least I got most of the couch.
Yeah. I mean, we got some space to sit and shit. But things coming together here and there. You know, one thing at a time, one day at a time type thing.
It's been a week or so, a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Like I said, we still got boxes and shit. We ain't even still a couple things I got to get today from the old townhome just to pretty much getting it out of there. I think 2 things. It's pretty much empty and it's clean and everything. So
it's the last day I get it out for the end of the month. Well, today.
It's the last day. I'm keeping my key to the fucking end. God damn it! You know, I might keep my shit till 12 o'clock before I turn it in.
And make sure and highlight that security deposit.
Yeah,
they ain't got to snatch that bag.
Yeah, we need that. But I don't know. I see how it all works out. But I just want to make sure everything is. I don't want to leave nothing behind. You know, and I've double checked shit, like I've triple checked at this point. I've triple checked. But
can't be anything too
yeah, most of the time when you're at the end, most shit is just like, all right, whatever.
Oh, it's going in the trash. Most of the shit that I see now is going in a fucking trash can. So
I've thrown away so much stuff when I move just because. Yeah, like it's stuff I probably still need, and it's just like I don't care.
I'm not taking this
out of here.
I'm not taking this. Yeah, right.
Hell no.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to sell some shit too on fucking the yard sale on the marketplace on Facebook and see how that goes. But gotta pick it up today. I'm not dropping that shit off on my truck. Come pick it up. But I mean, it's settled into the house. It feels good, man. Feels good.
Congrats, amigo. We're proud of you, man. This is a big step. Big step. Nice house.
Yes, indeed.
Doing big things. How about you? Anything happened this week?
This week, nah, just regular shit. Nothing too crazy happening. I think I'm going back to work next week. It's about that time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, next Thursday and Friday. Go ahead and do that.
How you feel about that?
I'm ready to get back.
It's a little bit of a.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, all right, I'm kind of tired of doing nothing, but also not really trying to work.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying this last few days or whatever that I got my freedom or whatever. But,
For sure,
it's cool.
I hear
Takes
you.
a little break.
It's nice to have a schedule, I think. But then again, you're like, man, work takes up so much of your time.
It's
like if I could do like 4 to 6 hours a day.
Me had these long spans of time to myself.
Yeah.
Now it's like I have these 8 hours every day that's just going to be dedicated to work.
Isn't that nuts though that you got to work for 8 hours every day to make a living and shit? You be like, yeah, this is fucking at least 8 hours.
Some people more.
Right. At least this is fucking nuts. Spend more time at work than I do anything else.
Hey, but I ain't gonna segue into this. It's kind of early, but using your mental health to take your little breaks is becoming like a real natural thing out here.
Oh no, but you can do that shit at work and stuff.
Facts.
If you got like FMLA and shit, you can file that. They can't touch you.
Yeah, they gotta let you sit.
Yeah. Mental health is a real deal thing.
Ain't mad at it.
Me either. Or anybody who needs it.
Mental health is a disaster. It's such a.
It's a disaster.
It's hard to define.
That's such a disaster. Yes, we will get to that very shortly. That's coming up soon. Obviously, Simone Biles. So my time in the office has come to an end already.
It's over. Finito, right?
You done with it. It was nice while it lasted.
4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. Wasn't very long. Tuesday night, playing poker. And my boss's boss texts me. She's like, hey, Andrew, just to let you know that they have changed the requirements. So you got to wear a mask in the office at all times now. And I know she wasn't feeling it either. She was like, hopefully this is just short term, but so disappointing. And I was like, yeah, I definitely won't be there. I will be at home.
It's a wrap.
Be at home working. I'm not going to come in and sit at my desk by myself with nobody around me.
Wear a mask.
It's just not going to happen.
That's silly, right?
I'm back at home now.
But they should just put like bubbles around everybody.
I don't even know how they're gonna do it in my job. I don't know how it's gonna go down.
They
haven't really said nothing, but we have a little meeting before we officially back.
Gotcha.
To see how that's gonna work out. We'll see.
It's Liberty. I thought they was like anti-mask, right?
Not Liberty, Randolph, but yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know. I thought.
Liberty got their own issue. They got a lot of shit going on.
Liberty got a lot of shit going on.
This shit is like, they wilding. They wilding over there.
Liberty.
Going down in flames.
That was bad. That was a bad one.
I tried to save you, but
that was bad. Whatever.
You tried.
Yeah, it was whatever.
It is what it is.
What was it we were getting into first? We just talked about
Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. Carl Words, our Rolling Loud correspondent. What did you see out in the field?
Oh man, it was lit.
It was lit.
I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people. It looked like I don't know how many people were out there, but the crowds were massive. And there's some people who had some pretty good performances out there. I think the most notable ones was probably like Rod Wave, Kodak, DaBaby. I forgot who else. Somebody else turned it up too. But Polo G. Polo G had a pretty lit performance too.
Every notable rapper was there.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what Rolling Loud's about. So
where were y'all watching this?
YouTube. You
I'm saying
pull up anybody's performance on YouTube.
You see everybody.
And it's not as fun watching a performance as
of course not.
Being. I'm just saying because you don't only get like the. You can kind of feel the energy, but
I ain't gonna front. I remember we was talking about going to a festival. That shouldn't look like I would have fun. It's too many fucking people.
That was too big.
Yeah, it's just too many fucking people, bro. It's like I don't think I could enjoy myself.
It's probably hot as hell.
That many motherfucking people at one time.
No, I wouldn't want to be in the front. I wouldn't want to be getting like.
I enjoy looking at the performances from home. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go to one of the bigger ones. Like that's a nationwide. Everybody's coming in to go see this stuff. I've been to festivals like for a rock festival in DC, and it was obviously a big event. Like they had a bunch of people there, but it wasn't hundreds of thousands or hundreds.
It's a lot of kids.
I'm not the type. I mean, I'll go, but I'm not the type to be like immersed,
trying to get
in the crowd and shit. I'm not trying to be in the middle or in the front of the crowd.
Ain't that what you're supposed to go for it for?
Not
like,
really.
Why would you want to go to a festival and be away from everything?
Well, I'm gonna give me a chair. I'm gonna sit back and
like no room to sit out that joint unless you way in the back.
Yeah, you probably way in the back,
way away from the stage.
But I mean, that's fine too. They got big screens out there and shit, so you can see what's going on.
Like going to concerts, I like to get fresh. And that don't seem like an event that you want to get your freshest to go to.
No, you gonna be sweating.
You're gonna fuck up all your clothes and shoes and everything.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah. Mud everywhere. You fucking up everything you got on.
You're soaked. You're soaked in sweat. Yeah, I don't really have much interest in Rolling Loud, but
did y'all see the Coi Leray meme that's going around about Rolling? It's actually 2 of them.
I think I did. What did it say?
You got the one, Kodak played the song with him and Coi Leray or whatever. He played the song and he realized the crowd won't fucking with it. He told the DJ, turn that shit off.
Damn. I saw the one where she was performing and the crowd is just like
super still,
blank as hell.
Yeah, and look,
at the same time, I seen just people was turning up to her too,
because they're gonna
turn up to all of her songs.
They're gonna turn up to her big song, which is No More Parties. But after that, you don't really know, or Big Purr, but you don't really know that many Coi Leray songs after that. So the crowd, it's only gonna be a few people in that crowd that's gonna vibe to it, you know. So and it's only like it's like a 30-second clip. So
in that environment,
you don't really know.
Should expect that. Like, there's so many artists. There's no way everybody's gonna know everybody's songs.
Right.
For all the rappers, unless you're one of the biggest ones, even them, you probably don't know a lot of the songs that they're gonna perform. It's just
at least
it's just levels. It's just levels.
Did y'all see the one with West Side Gun? Did you see
when Griselda came out, boy.
No. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm about to go into Amani Caesar.
That's the set I'm talking about.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had no idea she looked like that.
Bro,
I've only heard her rap. Woo. I didn't know she looked like that. Did you see this?
I don't know who that is.
There was a clip. All right, Armani Caesar is like the female Griselda member.
Okay.
She's on the label or whatever.
She rapping all the same type beats.
Yeah, rapping the same way.
Same stuff.
Bad.
But dog.
Bad.
West Side Gun is hard to get used to for anybody, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I seen him
voice
before.
And his cadence and all of that. He's not easy listening. It was so fucking awkward. The set, like the beat is so slow, and he's like, "I said, hey yo, bitch," and then he pauses because his next bar doesn't start for like 2 seconds.
Oh wow!
And the crowd is just like, yo,
what's going on?
What the fuck is this dude talking about? I gotta play you the clip later.
I thought it was a good hype man though. When he start doing his gun sound, that's a great hype man to have on the fucking stage with you.
I think
people don't realize how important the hype man is to your set. I think that's very, because it's really hard to get up there. Like I think, of course, I watched Kodak's performance, but I think the crowd was lit. Like a lot of people say, one of the best performances. But me looking at it, I'm like, he clearly needs to work on that shit.
A lot of rappers have used that DJ as that hype band.
Right, that's what they do. But I think you need somebody to like carry the lyrics for you sometimes, because it's so hard to rap every single word while you're doing and running around and shit and jumping around and stuff. So.
Shout out to Ross. No background lyrics. He was rapping every word, and his hype man was doing his part.
See, I like it better without background lyrics. So, like, I think that's better. I think you shouldn't be playing the regular track that I can pull up on Spotify.
Most people was doing that.
That's what most people do.
Y'all that.
It's so hard for your voice to sound the same.
I heard Ross and who's your white boy?
Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, he had a little one. It was low though. It was a low background.
They probably reduced the audio.
Yeah. I think it was something that Elliot had said. Those were the only 2 names that I saw. Yeah, that were set.
But he was rapping this whole joint though. He wasn't doing like letting everybody rap his shit for him type shit. Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn. I mean, obviously, I think if you can do it well, I would rather you not have the background vocals.
Wale did it too.
But I do understand, like, some of them, at least, as much as you're rapping.
Yeah, right, for sure.
I kind of feel like you got to use it, at least some. What do y'all think?
I think it should not some artists mix it in. Some artists would do a song where they rap it. But I think the thing about it is, and it may sound, I think, like, again, listening to it like over YouTube versus being there, it makes a difference. So, I mean, being there, you might not notice it, but your voice sounds so different from being on the microphone live than what you did recording it in the studio. So I think that's kind of
appreciate that.
Throws it off a little bit.
I want to hear the rapper perform it, because it's supposed to sound different. You're performing it. You're not just rapping it in the studio. For sure. So, yeah, it was going up. Like, Ross was killing that shit, bro. Like, and it's impressive to me when you don't, because you don't have that to rely on. You have to remember every bar, every line. Even if you stop for a second, you got to remember where to pick it back up. Like, that shit is tough to do. So when you can pull it off for like
you think so?
A good 10, 15 minute set or whatever or longer, that's impressive.
I don't think that part is tough to do. Like memorizing your own lyrics.
Why is it not?
Just because that's what you do.
They're not just doing like their newer records. Like Ross was taking it back to like Triller and shit.
For sure. But
performing them jokes.
But
like,
this is your
10 years ago.
But this is your set. Don't act like these are the songs that he's picked.
Performed them many times.
Right. These are the songs that he's laid out. He's rehearsed this. He knows his own. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows his lyrics. And then once even if you kind of forget it, once that song plays and you start rapping through it and shit, that shit gonna come back. Like it's like muscle memory when it comes to stuff like that.
It's a lot easier to come back on when your lyrics is playing behind.
Bro, I'm just saying, it's rappers out there. It's like they memorize their first rap they ever wrote and shit. Like it's just because it's muscle memory. That shit's like you practice that shit so many times that it's like your ABCs at this point. There's nothing that you can do to make me forget this.
I thought the stamina piece would always be the hardest as a rapper.
Yeah, you gotta be
trying to rap as fast as possible. Well, not as fast as possible, dude. But
for him to still do that the whole time.
Yeah, you're rapping fast. You're not taking extra breaths and shit. You're moving around. Yeah, for somebody like Russ to do it, to me seems even crazier and impressive.
Yeah.
When you're listening on YouTube, how is it? I've seen sets where it just sounds terrible because of the bass. Did you notice that on anything?
No. I think that's good. Overall, it sounded really clean. From the productions I've seen, so that overall sound, really clean. I've seen the older videos from Rolling Loud, like where X will perform, XXX will perform, and they do that "Look at Me" shit. And when that shit come on, the bass is crazy, and you can't really hear the song at that point.
So distorted.
But I mean,
I think
the crowd was live when he was there.
The pandemic has had a lot of effect on being able to stream shit and having the music be good through the stream.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because you don't want to just have like the sound of being at the festival, because that's gonna sound terrible through the cameras. You gotta at least have the stream of the music so you can hear that shit.
That's true.
So they probably made that adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, dope. It was definitely dope, man. But I mean, the highlight of what came from Rolling Loud was DaBaby and his comments that he made. Well, first of all, he brought out Tory Lanez
right after the M.A.C set.
Was it right after the M.A.C set? So Tory Lanez, they was there the same day.
Yes, facts.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that part.
I've seen stuff about that.
People forget that little part
being a problem.
I didn't know that. That's interesting, and I'm super surprised. I think it's some low-key hate shit. It's definitely some blackball type shit that Tory Lanez did not have his own set there. He got hits to where he could perform.
Officially he's been being blackballed. That's been happening.
Right, I'm just saying. I mean, like, come on. He needs to have his own little set, but of course, he has some people in the industry that'll bring him out, and he got brought out on the stage a couple times. And he turned up the crowd when he did. But DaBaby brings him out, and the first video that went out was him dodging that shoe that somebody threw at him for bringing, or supposedly or allegedly for bringing.
Who threw Anita?
Yeah, I mean, he was swift, bro. DaBaby can box.
Yeah, I think
DaBaby probably could be a real boxer. You see that? That's like instinct.
Yeah,
like that shoulder roll that he did.
That's a good Bobby Weave right there.
Yeah, that was Mayweather-esque.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's evident that he got some hands.
And to notice it was an Adidas after it just flew past your head. Like,
you didn't catch him slipping. He was on his shit.
He was on his shit. Imagine how embarrassing it would have been if the shoe just hit him in his face. Like, imagine how mad he would have got. You know what I'm saying?
Pissed.
He would have been pissed. I would. You know what I'm saying? I would shut the whole show down after that. Rolling Loud is over.
I'm going.
But so after that happened, I'm not sure if it was after or before, he made the statements that he did about
during the set.
It was during the set. Just how rappers just be talking in between songs and shit. He was telling everybody to put their lighters or their phones in the air if
call and respond is what it's called. Call and respond to the crowd.
He said, what was the first thing he said? Put your woman, if your vagina smell like water, put your phone in the air. Man, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot tonight, put your phone in the air.
You ain't got AIDS, HIV.
Put your phone in the air.
Put your light in the air.
All right, so
it's the most strangest call for action you've ever heard. In your life. I don't understand.
And now he's under a bunch of scrutiny and backfire for homophobic statements, for saying that men sucking dick in the parking lot, and then the HIV stuff. To me, the only thing that was offensive that he said was the HIV stuff, because a lot of that is like you can't You saying like if you ain't show up here today with HIV or none of them deadly diseases or nothing, put your phone. But it's like some things happen to people they couldn't control. You know what I'm saying? Like They might have been born
insensitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's insensitive. They might have been born with this shit.
And they got AIDS fucking gay dudes. It still is insensitive.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it was like something
that correlation which you can make about like having the gay shit after the AIDS calling
well, I don't
it's
think,
like, all right, well, we passed the point of thinking like HIV and AIDS just for gay people thing.
See, I don't think what he said about I don't think what he said about sucking dick in the parking lot was like intentionally supposed to be homophobic or anything. To me, he was talking about straight men. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you out here portraying to be straight, but then you out sucking dick in the car or something like that, like that's what I thought he was talking about when he said it. You know what I'm saying?
Take it like that.
Yeah, most people wouldn't take it like that.
AIDS thing.
Probably not. I didn't think he was talking about like actual gay men. I thought he was talking about, you know, people out here that's probably on the down low and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that's what I took from it.
I don't follow what you're saying. Could you explain that again?
I'm like
he said if you're not out in the parking lot sucking dick, put your lighters up or whatever.
Right.
What did you think?
I didn't think he was talking about like a gay man out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, or he didn't say anything negative. I don't think it was intentional for gay people. Of course, that's made what they be doing or something like that. But I don't think that's what he was talking about. I think he's talking about people or men who portray to be gangsters or portray to be something else, but then actually behind closed doors, that's what they're doing. Type thing. That's what I thought about.
That's a strong deep dive.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what it's like when you. It's like when you using the word bitch or something like that, or it's like most of the time you're talking about a man or something like you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're not talking about a female necessarily a lot of the times when you're saying it. So I mean, I just think it was like his words got mixed up a little bit when he said it.
This one seemed, I don't know. I mean, it was who knows what's going on in his head, but it seems like this one pretty clearly is like if you're not one of those maggots. Like that's the sentiment.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
That's the sentiment of what he's saying.
I mean, you can say that.
That seems pretty clear.
I mean, to me, that's not how I would have took it. That's not how I would have took it.
Did you see the explanation afterwards?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, "My gay fans ain't my gay fans."
I ain't talking about the nasty hoe ass gay fans. I'm talking about my classy gay fans.
Well, no, he said my gay fans ain't out in the parking lot sucking dick. You got to buy them a 5-star hotel or something.
Bro, you didn't save it, bro. You didn't save it by saying that.
I mean, I liked it. I like him leaning into it though, like because at the same time I don't think what he said was necessarily, again, I think it was taken that way, and it can be taken that way, but I don't think it was homophobic. So I like him not backtracking on what he said. Now, the HIV shit is completely different because I feel like it's insensitive.
You don't think he was wrong in none of this?
For the HIV, that's the only statement I think that he made that was completely insensitive, and it's like, you don't know how somebody could have contracted this to say if you showed up here with that disease, then you know what I'm saying. Like you don't know how somebody could have contracted that disease, and so that's why I think that part was completely wrong. But other than that, I don't have a problem with anything else he said. Like people are trying to unpack different things. Like Madonna tweeted out about what he said about women's vagina smelling like water, saying that was insensitive.
His lie's been. That's
what I'm saying. It's like stuff like that. Like you can't just take it and flip it any kind of way. Like we know that's a standard.
But that's what people don't do though. That's like when you like what was wild to me was seeing the swing of things with DaBaby over the weekend. Because at first people was talking about like, he had the greatest performance. He's one of the best performers in the game right now. And then this clip come out with him saying that shit, and it took a whole turn. Like it was like abrupt. And I was like, bro, like I don't know. And he's doubling down on it. It's just odd. Like I'm a big fan of doubling down. But it's one thing when like I think he knows that he's wrong, and since he's DaBaby, like I'm not gonna let up and give y'all an apology or something. I'm gonna just double down on what I said and flip it like this. And it's like, bro, like you in the wrong. Just apologize and move on. Like it's not that serious for you to double down on. I don't think
know. It is because you got
stand on yours on. Like
it's your word though. Like I mean, I feel like I just to stand on that. I mean, of course, if you really offended somebody personally, like if it was a direct comment at somebody else, then maybe like you would have said an apology. But it was just a blanket statement that he put out there. He should apologize for the HIV statement, I think. But other than that, I think just kind of stand on your shit. I'm fine with you doubling down on it. It's cool with me. You know, I guess if that's your truth, that's your opinion. Like, we can't just keep on canceling people.
Don't say that if that's your truth.
Why not? That's the standard that he lives by.
Truth
I mean,
and opinion are totally different.
It's
you said if that's your opinion afterwards.
But right. But I'm saying truth.
People say
it is,
your
but
truth. That's not a truth.
It depends on who you're talking to when we're talking about truth, though. Like,
no, but you're talking about different perspectives.
Right. Exactly.
Truth is truth. When people say live your truth and your truth, this, that, and the other, they're talking about perspective, but they're using the wrong word, and that shouldn't be. I don't think that should be said. Truth is truth.
Right.
Truth is from perspective.
I think I seen Charlamagne say on the Brilliant Idiots the other day. He said some line like, "You can't argue with facts, but you can argue opinions all day long." Yeah, some things are a fact and they're just facts.
I liked a lot of what he was saying in that discussion, but he's one of the worst. My truth, your truth. He's started it.
He is. But at some point, everybody, we gotta understand, everybody has hypocrisy in them. And there's nobody that takes a stance and that's their stance that they've been the whole time you've seen them, no matter who it is. You've seen people flip-flop a lot. This is what it is.
But all right, and then also, how do people expect for people to act when they're being attacked, though? Like, how would you react? Would you apologize when you're being attacked, or would you be defensive about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody like DaBaby
to what the subject is,
right? But somebody like DaBaby, we know he's gonna swing back.
But the majority of people would say that he was on the attack first. You don't see it that way.
No,
I didn't expect you. I knew your thoughts on DaBaby, or at least on this situation, but he started it. I mean, he's the one that initiated the backlash.
You open it up,
so then you catch backlash initially for. Yeah, I think usually what happens is you say something that gets backlash, and the initial backlash is usually a decent criticism that makes sense. Somebody that was offended, it's like, this is BS because of this. And then it turns into this Madonna show that you're talking about with everybody piling on, people trying to jump in. T.I.'s gotten roped into this. I don't even want to say roped into it because he dove into it. Him and Boosie both did. They did. But I've seen, Questlove is commenting to DaBaby, Tory Lanez. Like, funny. Everybody's trying to get involved so that they can be on the right side of history, whatever it ends up being.
Right.
I have very little respect for DaBaby because I think he's just an ignorant person. That's my opinion on it. You couldn't change my mind. Maybe he will in the future. But he's done enough things over and over that I just don't respect him personally. So I don't feel sorry for him in a sense. And when you double down on it, you take away a lot of sympathy from other people as well. But if he's not sorry for it and that's how he feels, then I kind of respect that he's standing on it and not just bowing to what is being told. I think he's completely in the wrong.
Right.
But I'm in favor of people being genuine about their opinion. If this is your opinion and they're saying it's wrong and you say, I don't care, I'm still sticking with it. Hey, that's up to you.
That's my only point about it.
But he will have to face more backlash.
For sure.
He did get dropped from some festival that's coming up.
Well, they said it wasn't about. They said that wasn't about this.
They lied.
Yeah, for sure they did. But that was the statement that they put out, that he was taken off a long time ago for something else.
Boohoo,
blah blah blah. Yeah,
clothing brand or something. Boohoo.
Yeah. They dropped him for that. But I mean, though, do we really see this like affecting DaBaby's career long term? I don't. I think this is just one of those moments. He's going. It's not going to matter.
It would be a lot more short term if he just apologized, or if he had just said, my bad or whatever, and not doubled down on it.
But that's against his brand.
It's something that takes him down completely. I don't think this is going to crush DaBaby
because he's still made a lot of money.
But if he still continues to lean and push into it, or if another situation comes up again in the future, to me this kind of reminds me of you talked about where Kodak had done stuff in the past. And then has another minor incident come up, and then another one, and then they say,
it's only a matter of time.
Well, he's got 8 incidences over the last 3 years where he's been insensitive, whatever.
Yeah.
If that happens, then yes, this is going to impact him.
It's only a matter of time. DaBaby is a huge artist right now.
Pride is a hell of a thing.
The people behind him are going to stick with him because he's still a huge artist, but. All right, count your blessings, bro. It's only a few more times they're gonna let you do this type of shit.
You're gonna scare some money away for sure, but it's also gonna be other people who don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or who have the same views as you do. It's like Donald Trump. type shit.
Well, it's like Tory Lanez.
Yeah, right.
Tory has tons of fans that are still rocking with him right now. I don't think he's necessarily hurting. But if you talk to Tory Lanez, he's clearly furious about all of the ways that he's getting mistreated, if you will, because people are not getting into Apple New Music, not getting into Rolling Loud. So, I mean, it's kind of a balance. I think he'll be okay.
Right.
But I think he'll be pissed. Like, yo, I got fucked. And I don't think he'll ever see it as I said something that fucked things up. I didn't apologize for it. And then it turned out this way. He'll just see it as people are blackballing me.
I heard 50's supposed to been working with him like he was with Pop Smoke type shit. You think that has a little influence on him having this arrogance? I mean, he's always been this arrogant type of player.
This is who he is.
He definitely could put an extra power, like battery in his back.
I don't think so, because I don't think it impacted. I think that's who he always was.
Right.
50, as much wild stuff as he says, he's so smart with it.
Yeah.
He knows where how to use it to his advantage. He will go all the way to the line, and every now and then cross it because he knows that the attention from it will be worth the backlash. But I think he's too smart. I don't see that as.
It's a lot of, and I mean, with this statement and shit, like now that there's some people that's like turn their back on DaBaby or whatever. Now you got people digging up old shit about what happened in that Walmart parking lot before. Where he shot the dude or whatever, and his sister, I guess, was putting out tweets about how it wasn't no robbery or whatever. Like DaBaby, I guess, just I don't know what happened. She was saying that DaBaby killed. He's a terrible person. It wasn't self-defense. That's what she was pretty much saying.
Who said this?
The woman's or the man who was shot's sister. Right? Yeah.
I don't think it'll end up
right. But she was saying. I mean, she did say that. Apparently the reason why the case got thrown out or why he was considered innocent is because whatever witness was supposed to be there didn't show up. So they're saying like DaBaby must have paid him off or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she's just kind of unpacking like how he's a terrible person. That the police report shows that his daughter really wasn't even there or something like that. I don't really know if any of this stuff is true. Yeah. But now that the perception or some people have flipped on him, they're going to start believing that. Or
people going to start digging. Like especially when you're putting this target on your back, so to speak. People going to start digging. Or saying whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he helps himself. I believe all of it, but it doesn't matter.
Well, he's definitely not helping himself. Especially standing on it. He's not helping himself.
I like people who stand on, like, even, I don't like.
That's why you love Kodak so much.
Yeah, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump necessarily. I mean, he's still a big artist. I don't like Donald Trump necessarily as a person, but I like him as far as the fact of you say it and that's what the fuck you meant and it don't matter. Nobody's going to change my opinion regarding this. I have a respect for people who have that stance. Like, I mean, to me, I'm like that a lot of the times. Like, this is just what I believe, and you're not going to change my belief, regardless of what you think. You know what I'm saying? Or regardless of whatever you try to tell me or how you try to sway it or portray it. Like, this is what I believe, and that's just what it is.
It wasn't your stats last week on DeAndre Hopkins. You like people that stand on the bullshit.
What you mean?
This was my exact argument last week with DeAndre Hopkins saying about not questioning his future in the NFL because of what he believes on the vaccine. Don't want to get into the vaccine discussion again.
Yeah,
but
right.
You like standing on the bullshit. When somebody does some bullshit and they won't back off of it, you like that.
Yeah, that's my thing. My issue with it. Certain things you stand on. It's like, why are you standing on this one, bro? Why are you trying to die on this hill? Like, this ain't the hill you supposed to stand on and hold your ground.
That's different, though.
I think that's that contrarian that I've accused Carl of being before.
What you mean?
I think that's just his personality. Once it's overwhelmingly one side against another,
right? Because you're trying to attack me at this point.
Go in on that's my team.
I'm gonna stand my fucking ground because you're trying to. You're right. If you're gonna try to attack, that's what I'm saying. Like this cancel culture shit feeds into it. Like look at the people that you're trying to attack and look at the lifestyle that they've lived. And you think they're gonna respond well to this? You know what I'm saying? They're not. They're gonna backlash. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Right. Like
that's always been my take on any of the stuff that gets blown up in the public, but even when we're talking about like rapper beef or some of the race stuff, that would have been my stance is that even if the other side attacked you first and caused this issue, if you go back on the attack the other way, that's not going to do anything to actually address it. They're gonna dig in their heels the same way.
Right.
And
that's
we're
it.
not gonna.
Nobody's trying to have a conversation about it.
There's gotta be some give.
Nobody's like trying to sit DaBaby down and say like this is why it offended me or offended them. They're just completely going out there and saying, "Oh, he's a terrible person because he said that." And so, again, I mean, it goes back to the statement of that Charlamagne said a while ago. It's like stop this canceling shit and like start counseling type thing. Like let's just have a conversation regarding it. I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed to sitting down and speaking his opinion and somebody else speaking theirs. Regardless, if you can't reach an agreement, I don't know. I just think that how do you expect for these people to respond when you got hundreds of thousands of people attacking them?
Let me ask you this. Let me.
I'd be like, fuck you.
Let me change the scenario just a little bit. What if instead of DaBaby saying the things that he said, it was Jack Harlow, and it was a race thing?
I mean,
he would immediately catch that backlash.
For sure.
Would you feel the same way of how it should be treated
if he stood on it? I mean, I wouldn't like him, of course, but I would respect it if you stood on it. I mean, that just is what it is at that point. I'm not going to change your opinion by the way that I
Is your stance still, though, that somebody should, sit him down and have a talk and not just attack him and that kind of thing?
Well, it depends on the context of what he said. Again, I'm not. I think what DaBaby said about HIV was incredibly insensitive. I don't have a problem with anything else he said. So that's the difference. So it depends on what kind of racist statement. Like, are we taking it out of context, or did he say something that was directly racist? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the difference
what you're saying. My point is, you are not offended by the homophobic.
Right, that's a fact.
So to you, it's not a big deal, and he should stand on it or whatever. I mean, I guess you said stand on it regardless, but if it's something that does personally affect you, then it's a different scenario. I think we should try to look at scenarios overall from the sense of, there's a certain amount of people that are going to be offended by everything. So you shouldn't just censor everything that you say. But if there's something that to you is not important to, I'm sorry, let me say that again. If there's something that's important to the gay community that you don't think is important, they say it's insensitive and you don't care, then why would we expect them to do any different when there's a race situation that takes place, you feel like it was offensive, and they don't think it's a big deal, and they kind of just tell you to get over it? I think that's what happens a lot.
It's correlation there.
If we're taking up other people's interests as a whole and really trying to just do like what's the best for all of us, or how can we coexist or commingle or whatever, I think you would see his stance a little bit different.
Well, I mean, don't you think that at certain points, so people are too sensitive about certain things? It's just like we got to remember that everybody still has freedom of speech. Okay, look, he said those things. It opens up the doors, the floodgates. I'm fine with everybody having an opinion about what he said because he said it. He put it out there.
You still got to take some responsibility for saying what he said.
That's completely fine. But I mean, it's just how do you expect for it? What do we expect for it to go if we're just attacking them for it and not, what I'm saying, not coaching nobody or stuff like that? Like, it's certain ways you got to talk to these young people from the streets. Like, you can't just go out there and think you're gonna bully them into a way of thinking. Like, no, man. Like, these people, it's some of the people that got it out the mud on their own. They've only listened to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
At the same time, sometimes it takes a little backlash to make you understand that what you did was kind of wrong.
Yeah. I mean, right, like, for sure.
For him, if he did say what he said and expected nobody to have no comment about it, I think that was less a bit of ignorance. Like, at some level, you should know that when I say this, people gonna have something to say about this shit. Like, regardless of how he feels about it or what context he's saying it in, like, you gotta choose your words wisely. And whether you choose to say the stuff shit like that or not, you gotta take what comes with it. Regardless of what it is.
I mean, but at that point though, and I get that for sure.
You're a star. People gonna listen to what you say.
Right. Definitely got to choose your words wisely. But even if you do, it's still gonna be somebody out there who doesn't like what you have to say, regardless. So, but I mean, like I said,
not with every single thing. And with something like this,
and I would like to know: has he said this at shows before? Is this just one of them things where they picked it up out of Rolling
Like,
Loud?
have people seen DaBaby's videos? Yeah, like he's either fucking a bitch, getting head, getting top, getting a lap day. Like, this is DaBaby. This is what he does.
Image,
he does wild over the top shit and says wild over the top shit in his songs. Like that's his stitch. Or whatever the word is.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta take the good with the bad. He's a star now, so now all his wild shit. You say this song is gonna be on the radio, playing all over the place,
and you're gonna get some backlash about it. I get it, but I think it's just one of those things that'll blow over eventually. I don't know. I think
definitely will.
Oh yeah, everything blows over.
Yeah, nothing lasts very long anymore. Just if it becomes a recurring issue, then it will be a problem. I think
because just like the second and third, it was the Meg Joint a couple weeks ago, and they doubled down on that. And they brought out Tory after the Meg set.
I want to see him in Party fight, though.
It's like, all right, bro, count your blessings, bro. It's not too many more times. Because every time it happens, they're going to bring up the other shit that you did. It's just going to bring back up the other shit that you did, and it's going to compile up.
How about everybody who was offended step in the ring with DaBaby one at a time? Everybody who was offended step in the ring with DaBaby. Hey, that's how we do it. If you want to attack me,
fuck with DaBaby, he can have a long career. He can be, but just count your blessings, bro.
What do y'all think about?
You're not Teflon. Everybody has their limit.
That's for sure.
Everybody has their limit.
I mean, that's why somebody like Drake, he is very careful about what he does, the images that come out.
Yeah, and the bigger you are, the more careful you gotta be about it.
He's very, very careful about that. Like super private and super careful about his words that he uses. What do you think about Boosie's rant?
I saw a little bit of it.
I think all three of them are retarded. I truly do.
Well, all three of them?
I usually kind of like Boosie's things.
I didn't see T.I.'s. I saw Boosie's, though.
T.I. is crying about the LGBTQ
T.I. got to chill because he got a cloud over him right now, too.
All three of them sound like morons to me.
It is a bullyish type community, but for good reasons at times. You know what I mean? They've had it rough. But you can't really... I don't know. Yeah, you gotta watch what you say, I guess.
Why every time rappers get in trouble, they try to blame white people somehow, somewhere?
That is what Boosie is.
Blame the white people.
Fucking annoying.
Boosie is doing that.
Boosie's doing it. DaBaby did it. DaBaby's putting out tweets, kind of halfway addressing his bullshit, and then the next tweet is, "Well, how are we supposed to be the moral high ground when it's white people in the crowd screaming the N-word the whole time we're performing," or some shit like that?
Of course they are.
The spotlight is always, oh shit, I'm in trouble. White people.
Right.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
That shit works.
All three of them are clowns.
It comes to a point, it's like, all right, Boosie, like, you kind of do be wilding.
He's a moron.
Well, I mean, to me...
Boosie, you a wild boy.
But honestly, I don't think... People can't cancel Boosie because it's expected from him. It's like, this is always how Boosie has reacted to some shit like this that's went on in social media.
But he has been.
You can't say...
He's been canceled, but to a certain extent...
You can't say he can't be canceled...
When he's crying about his IG every day.
I mean, you can say he can't be canceled because he lost his IG that has all his followers on it. He had to make a new page.
But we still seeing this shit though. You know what I'm saying? This shit still comes out.
Yeah, true. But he's like fully independent, so you can't cancel him per se, like where he can't make no money. But you could put halts and roadblocks and shit like in people's way.
That's all canceling is. Nobody's like, they can't leave their house. They're canceled forever.
Oh no,
Louis was getting
stopping people's money is what canceling really is. That's real canceling. When you stop somebody
there's
money.
There's always a podcast
I'm sure
or
this
something.
shit is hurting because his original IG had like 6 million people. Like when you promoting on that, you're hurting your money when you lose that for them 5 following.
That's what I'm saying. It's only going to be some. They can't take away all of your money because there's always somebody that's going to support whatever you set.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
There's always two sides. So there'll be somebody that's like that'll rock with DaBaby. They're all going to make money still.
That boy went in on Lil Nas X. Damn. I was just listening to it like, damn, you got to go in on like that. I don't think you got to.
He said some weird things.
He said he was going hard on Lil Nas X.
He said something about him in the video shaking their dicks all around when boys are watching it trying to be straight.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest.
This is a debate that I've had with your cousin and trying so many times, and I will never I never fully understand why people get so upset at people being gay. Like, it doesn't upset me like that. I don't understand why it affects people. Like, people get angry because somebody is just gay, especially flamboyant gay people. It's like
it doesn't affect me at all. But if you're walking around with your dick out or something, I'm gonna be like, get the fuck away from me. That's what I'm gonna say. But I mean, that other stuff, but I can have
videos and being super gay, like. Let him do his thing, bro. Some people love it.
Obviously.
It just ain't for everybody. Like, do your thing. It doesn't bother me. I'm not mad that he's doing all this gay shit. He's gay. Like, let him do his thing.
I don't care what he does. I find him annoying because he's such a troll.
Yeah, he's a troll, but he's good at it.
He is.
He's so polarizing that all his shit he does is gonna go up. Yeah. I think I seen somebody was talking about it. He had the original video out, and then he reposted the video saying it's the unedited version.
Yeah.
And it was just a different type of blur on it, and he got another 45 million views on the video. It's like he trolls people and then doing big numbers again.
Right, yeah. Do you find you find trolling impressive?
I think it's impressive when you're not hurting people. Like, his trolling is not affecting nobody necessarily in a negative way. Like, Tekashi's trolling, like, you've gotten people locked up if you've hurting people's lives by your trolling. His trolling is like, yo, I'm just being gay. I'm being openly over the top gay. I'm not hurting anybody by doing this. Y'all just mad because I'm gay. That's really the only thing you could be mad at. Bringing up kids and what your kids can watch. Like, you can control what your kids watch. My daughter's never seen a Lil Nas X video.
Right, exactly. She's heard. I'm sure she heard the song.
You might have heard the song, but she's not interested.
Right. It's that part is
parent your kids, yo. Stop blaming the world of what your kids seeing.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, like I said, that stuff don't bother me. And if you feel like you can't sit there and have a conversation with somebody just because they're attracted to something different, then I don't know. I feel like you're immature at that point. Like, everybody is, regardless of what your sexual orientation is, like, that has zero to do. You can learn something. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I want to learn stuff from everybody. I feel like you can get knowledge from anybody. I don't give a fuck what kind of what they believe in, or if they even have like some kind of like mental illness. It's like they can teach you something. So I mean, I'm always for having a conversation with anybody, and I feel like if you turn your back on somebody just because they like this or that, then you need to do some growing yourself.
Yeah, there's a few things that I think it's, at the end of the day, it's really not nobody's business, and that's your sexuality, your religion, and your politics. Those are all your rights to do whatever you want in them realms. Right. It's not nobody else's business.
But then again, though, if we're choosing to talk about these things, and that's why I feel like it's bullyish a bit, because if I have a different opinion necessarily than you do, like I said, some people can't agree to disagree type shit. Like, it's always, boom, you're on ops. As soon as I say something different, I got a different opinion. And that's what I feel like social media is, or that cancel culture is. Like, as soon as I have a different opinion about it, everybody's saying, oh, this guy's wrong. It's like, no, that's not wrong. This is just what I believe. Yeah. Like, so I don't know. I think it's a fine line when it comes to shit like that, and tough conversations. But yeah.
I do agree with that part of it. I forget who said, one of the three said it. I want to say it was T.I. when he was talking about being bullied or whatever. Maybe it was Boosie, but the idea that somebody else can't have an opinion that's offensive.
Right.
I think that's bullshit. Fine. Like, but this is something I'm always on, because I stay on all these censorship stuff, cancel culture stuff. I agree with that 100%. I don't think people don't keep the same energy.
Right, exactly.
People want the grace with what they feel is the right thing that other people find offensive, but they don't want to give grace to somebody else that has an opinion that I find offensive.
Right.
And that's the shit that I have no tolerance for. Zero.
Right.
If you're not going to let somebody else say some shit that's fucked up and mean to you, then I don't care when they do the opposite.
Right.
I gotta stay consistent with it. So that's the kind of shit that I don't see happening with T.I. specifically. I just don't see it. I just think it's bullying when I'm in trouble for saying gay stuff, and it's shut them down, get them out of here when it's something that I find offensive. So.
Yeah, like I said, it's a slippery slope they playing on right now, but I think ultimately DaBaby will be fine. I hated the song he dropped. I think he rolled the beat pretty well, but the song. Who picks DaBaby's beats? Does he like those beats?
Probably him.
It's the weirdest fucking beat. It is fucking awful. It's like some Egyptian sound with, well, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just a wild beats that he chooses for his songs. But you know, hey, you know, whatever. If you want to double down on it, you know, stay on that shit. I respect it.
Do your thing. Ultimately. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah,
do your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Ain't mad at it.
What else music? Music topics, or just get to the new music that came out?
That was the only music topic I had.
What topics did we have? Talking about Ye? Some Ye updates.
About the album?
Yeah, well, they said the album's supposed to be coming next Friday. And it just came out that he's throwing another listening party at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, not the Georgia Dome, Thursday.
Where is he staying at?
There's an MSG one coming too.
I heard that, but I think I don't think that was official. I seen that one. They said it wasn't official yet, though.
Gotcha.
I think this one is going to be official. He's doing another one with the Saints, but
this crazy man just setting up shop in a locker room.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Have you seen him like
living
doing the production and shit? He doesn't take the mask off.
Dude,
I haven't seen his face.
He is just crazy.
I mean, he doesn't take the mask off when he's on camera. He might take it off.
But I didn't.
When he's not on camera.
It looked like one of those videos that somebody was filming and he didn't know.
Right.
So it's like it's just people around him that you making music and you got the mask on still.
Maybe it's just this zone he in right now.
Weird guy.
It's weird.
He's a weird guy. He's been weird.
Very
I like
guy.
it.
He's been weird.
But it's like this is strange shit.
Very.
This is just how you go sit around all day.
I think this album might just sound fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like y'all know my issue with Ye. Yes, the last few projects I was not feeling it at all. And when I was saying like and I think the last two were like with his choir, they were gospel albums, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't feeling it. One. Not because he was doing gospel shit, not love whatever, which, you know, that is here to there if you think he really all in or not. I think he probably more all in now. But just it wasn't good. I think now, I think this is a gospel album as well for him. This is the Ye-esque level of music that I should want to hear from Ye if he's going to do gospel music. And that's what it sounded like. It sounded good to hear them, you know, the first listen to the party, hear them tracks, got that whole album too. That's just, you know, I got that in the tuck. He sent me the stems or whatever. Been rocking that joint last week. And I think he's going to build on that and add more to it and bring it all together. It's going to sound amazing. Sounding great. He's getting back into that zone again of his level of making music.
See, me, Ye doesn't have bad music to me. He doesn't like. I think. All right, you can say, oh, maybe the rap's not great, but he's never been out.
Two albums. Like you still listen to them Jones?
Jesus is an awesome project.
I said the last two gospel albums.
Yeah, I like them. I think ultimately, like
one gospel album.
Sonically, like the sound, the production, the collaboration, all of that shit is so next level to me. Like. That's why I can't consider it a bad project. Like you may say, oh, he's gotten better. He has better stuff. Yeah, you can say that about everybody.
I'm not saying it didn't like sonically. It didn't sound good.
That's what I'm saying.
It sounded clear, great engineer. Like it sounded good.
Production
I just think the music wasn't good. Maybe I think he could have took it to another level.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
But I rarely. I mean, how often are you going to see somebody, 20 years in their career put out their best project now?
That's a fair point.
It's not going to happen,
I mean,
Nas.
It's just sounding like it.
That's a fair.
The best stuff is going to happen when they're busting in the game
usually
or
the first
in their prime.
It depends. Everybody's path is different. Like Jim Jones has been making the best music he's made his whole career the last 3 or 4 years.
Solo wise, but you'd still rather have Jim Jones with Dipset. I'm sure he'd rather have a ballin' single out there on the radio.
You wouldn't say majority of the time your first or second album is going to be the best one?
That's going to be the one that solidifies your fan base. I think that, and for some people, it is their best projects.
For most,
especially like when you have a great debut. Everybody's not had the same way of that when they popped, so to speak. Like Hove, his first album didn't pop. He didn't really start buzzing like that till his like second or third project.
Yeah, but we're not talking about necessarily buzz or pop. But when you go back and listen to it, you be like, Reasonable Doubt is clearly one of his best projects that he's ever put out.
That's debatable though. He has a lot of projects that people love.
He puts it number one, so I'll put it number one.
All right, if you don't think so, you don't think so.
Right.
At the same time, like your debut album is, a lot of people say that's the album that you've been working on your whole life.
Right, exactly.
And then right after that, you got to bounce back with that the next year or two to make your next second album. So it's going to be so to speak of a fall off, or it might not. You could still get better as your career goes on and make better albums. So people say Blueprint is his best album. Yeah, and that was like his fourth project, third, fourth project. Like,
some people say Black Album.
Yeah, and that was after that.
I'll tell you, I know which one is not. It's not Kingdom Come.
You can say it got better.
It is not
That's
Kingdom
probably low on the
Come.
totem pole, but you should go back to that. It's not as bad as people thought.
I didn't say it was bad. It's just not good. It's not good.
Hey.
New music this week? I didn't listen to anything. I wanted to check out Isaiah Rashad's album. I got to listen to a couple songs, but I haven't really listened. And that's about it.
Tory Lanez dropped his EP.
Oh, I did listen to that.
I thought that was pretty dope. He got, like I said, he got that video out with him and Kodak. Gratata, that's what it's called, which is a wild name for a song to say out loud too. Like play that Gratata.
So weird to request.
We got to come up with something different, like GTT or something.
That was like a meme or something. Did you see somebody said that? And like, yeah.
The white dude in the mirror.
Yeah, the little skinny dude. I think he like a porno dude or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is
that what it? It's an old like.
That's where that saying comes from.
Oh, I don't know why he didn't call it A or like OJ the Juice Man or something instead. He only says Gratata one time in the song. So I don't know. But I mean, that's good. His marketing strategy is like A1 though with that because he doesn't have a label to push his music and stuff. Right. So what he's doing to push his own music is super smart. Like he's doing a giveaway.
A label. He also can't get in the new music sections on the other platforms.
Search his shit.
So the way that he is maneuvering around these hurdles is impressive.
Like right now, his shit's still.
Yeah, he's making it happen. He ain't letting him hold him back.
It's top 5 trending right now on YouTube, and it's been that way for. It's got like 6 or 7 million views in 3 or 4 days, and it was one of them things where. It started off really slow, like the views didn't go up, and then all of a sudden the next day he was up like 2 million views overnight, and that's because he posted in the comments that they were doing a giveaway, and everybody should post your IG page, and they'll randomly select, or they'll select 5 people. They get $1,000, dinner with Tory, like a studio session with him, all types of shit. Like he'll fly you out on all that stuff. So that shit just ran it up. I mean, it's a super smart strategy for somebody trying to push their project as single, working independently. So I thought that was dope. And that I listened to Tink dropped an album.
You like Tink?
I didn't listen to it in a long time.
So what you know about Tink?
I didn't expect that.
I was not expecting you to bring up Tink. What? At all?
You don't like Tink?
I know about Tink. I was surprised you know about Tink.
Oh, I like R&B, bro. I mean, it's not like I don't listen to R&B music.
But you rarely bring it up.
Oh, and Kodak's on there.
It's just, you know. There we go. There we go. We get to the root of shit.
I like R&B.
I do like Tink, though. I do like Tink. I haven't heard an album probably in like 4 years.
You know,
that's her whole career. She only been out like 4 years.
She like
some R&B and stuff, you know.
No, she got that hit.
Bro,
that shit came out like 2016, bro.
After you say Kodak is on there, just take that.
I mean, there's a few people on there that I like. Young Blue on there.
Tink's good though.
It's a good album. I listen to it. It's a good album.
I wish things worked out with her and Timberland. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah,
I was really on her when she connected with Timberland.
Yeah.
That shit was hard, but I don't know. It's Dolph.
I thought it was okay.
Dolph.
I didn't listen to all of
it. Empire. There's a lot of collaboration shit with his artists, Key Glock and all that. First 2 Jones is some bangers.
Key Glock signed to Dolph?
Yeah, that's his cousin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he signed him.
I didn't know that.
Some shit, but it was solid. Dave East and Harry Fraud put out a project, Hoffa. It's pretty solid. I know y'all ain't really big Dave East fans. Y'all probably wouldn't like this project if I'm gonna be honest.
No, I made sure to avoid that at all costs.
Who was that?
Dave East and Harry Fraud.
Oh, yeah. I haven't listened to that.
I lied. I played the Benny song once, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, I saw that. Solid. It was cool. They got a video or something.
They do got video.
Yeah.
It's a solid project. I mean, he does a lot of rapping on there. Do y'all like Isaiah Rashad?
I've heard about him a lot.
He's probably like the least fan, but the least cool one I like out of Top Dog's situation over there. But I give it a couple listens. I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't got to yet. I like him some. I've heard some songs that I really, really like. Other times I'm just I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know where he be going with it.
He got really hyped on that debut mixtape thing or whatever, like Sylvia or some shit.
Yeah. Right.
And
then he like went away for a while.
I didn't understand it. I could tell. I mean, he can rap. Don't get me wrong. And the music was okay, but the level of hype he got just.
That's like Adam Soul or something to me. I feel like he got so much hype for no reason. It's like, all right, he can rap.
I like Ab Soul shit though.
Yeah, I mean, he can rap
nice.
and shit, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't like blown away by the same way everybody else was.
You don't like anybody over there anyway.
I don't care.
Anybody on Top Dog. You don't like nobody on Top Dog.
I don't, do I? I don't. I don't like
SZA. SZA might be one you like.
I fuck with SZA.
You like SZA. Yeah, he does. He's an R&B guy.
I fuck with SZA. I like R&B, bro. Why do you think I don't listen to R&B at all?
You never tell us about an R&B song.
I told y'all like Givian and shit.
Yeah, 6 months after we told you about Givian.
I didn't know that y'all listened to him.
Yeah, we've been on Givian.
Oh, I didn't know y'all listened to him.
It's fire.
You came
I told
6
y'all
months later say, yo, this Givian joint is fire.
You do that a lot though. Like with the Chef G joint. I've been telling y'all about Chef G. Bro, you know I've been telling y'all about Chef G for years now. And then you shared it like, I ain't never heard you say nothing about Chef G. As soon as you found it, you dismissed it. Anybody ever say nothing about it?
We should bring that song up because that's a banger. But I've never heard you. I've never seen you share any Chef G records or anything like that.
I have. But anyway,
bro, I will fucking do a chat search.
You can do
for
it,
Chef G, bro. And I don't think it's gonna come.
I've definitely brought him up during the podcast. Definitely done that.
Oh wait, we could have had a conversation because I know Chef G. I'm familiar with. I've been familiar with him for a few years. This is the first song I've ever actually liked.
I've been bringing up all these New York drill based people, and now you starting to like Lil TJ. Been talking about him. You starting to who was another one?
I told you I listened to the album. I gave it and he's not a drill rapper.
They all came from that. They all been
but that's not
and started doing
that's not
shit.
What his album was about.
He's gonna come in next week. Tell us to check out Sleepy Hollow.
They all right. That's another one, bro.
I didn't tell y'all.
Made multiple projects together.
I didn't try to. First of all, first time I heard Lil TJ was way before I think you was even on the pod. The first time I heard Lil TJ was.
You gonna go there?
That's a fact.
You weren't even a thought when I knew about Lil TJ.
You was in the chat. You might have been in the chat, but I had known about Lil TJ. I just didn't like it. You did tell me to listen to the album. I'll give you that, and I listened to it and I liked it. So I give you that. Bro. But I'm not gonna sit here and say like, I was listening to Lil TJ when he was doing his drill. I won't. I'm not gonna listen to that shit. I think it was awful.
Understood.
But I'll listen to this new Lil TJ.
Understood.
So yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I've been putting it in y'all's ear.
Maybe I tuned it out. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. But hey, I like that Chef G.
I like that you started to like this shit though. So I appreciate that you actually started to like these guys. I've been trying to put you on.
I think. I mean, it's kind of. I mean.
He does it in his own way. He has his own little style while he makes shit.
It's Pop Smoke-ish a little bit.
I mean, they all come from the drill ilk. That's their base. They all popped up making a drill.
I'm talking about that like the depth of his voice. Yeah. Like he got a real deep voice and shit.
And Hollow had that same type of voice.
And then he has that. In this song specifically, he's doing that melodic hook or whatever. That's just fire. That's just I don't think that song's getting enough spins right now. That shit should be everywhere. But hey, well, who am I?
They some solid guys, man.
Yeah.
They on their way up. They were making their way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something kind of embarrassing.
What's that?
Earlier in the week, I was sitting out back. It was late at night. Sitting out back and listening to some music. It's just playing random. And Lloyd Banks comes on.
Oh, shit.
And I'm just feeling it. Old school Banks. He's killing it.
Oh, some old shit.
Okay.
And I had this moment where a line just clicked that I've never known what it meant before.
Yeah, I love that shit.
I should have. It's not even that intricate. Where he said, "My name ring off in each state, so you ain't gotta go all the way to LA to get your MC8."
MC8.
Never knew what that meant.
That's a hard one.
I don't think I knew who MC8 was when it came out back then.
Was understandable.
So, wait, who was MC8?
He's a West Coast around Snoop time and stuff, wasn't he?
Was he part of NWA?
I don't think so. I think of Ren, I think.
Yeah, that was Ren. That was MC8.
Nah, MC8, I don't know, West Coast dude, I think he's considered to be kind of legendary and shit. I don't know his music, but that bar,
on the West Coast.
He said it and I was just like, oh shoot, MC8. That's bars.
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
Right, that's what he do.
That's POK.
Yeah, right, that's what he do.
20 years later.
But some people is shit really like that. Like even if, I know a lot of people who don't even think somebody like Lloyd Banks is lyrical or whatever, but it's like
they're stupid.
That's retarded.
Some things it takes some time to unpack. It just does.
I've always stood on Lloyd Banks was the best rapper in G Unit.
For sure.
Like the original G Unit. Him, 50
as far as an actual
you put
spitter,
Game in there, but him, 50 and Yayo, he was the best rapper.
Actual spitter, yes, for sure.
50 had the big records.
Yes, 50 can make the songs, but if we're talking about a cypher type environment, Lloyd Banks gonna kill. When
they did them G Unit mixtapes, Lloyd Banks was shining on them shits.
Yeah.
He was shining on them shits.
Yeah, I mean, I was a huge Lloyd Banks fan. Like, I was leaning on him so much for like influence for flows and stuff like that early on. So I was a huge fan when he was really dropping a lot of mixtapes, like them Halloween, PLK, all of that shit, whatever he was doing, which was tight. Yeah. I fuck with Banks like
Shout
that.
out to Banks, bro. OG. OG, triple OG.
Any other music?
Any other music? I mean, nothing worth talking about. Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they put out the album. At this point, though, honestly,
Skate.
I don't know if they should put out an album or wait to put out an album until their 10 singles are done. But they should just do a single a month because they're still running up sales and all the streams and stuff on the last song. This one seems to have immediately popped off.
Man, they should do 5 million views in a day on YouTube for the video.
How many?
Like 5 in a day, 5 million in a day. Yeah.
They building up the anticipation. Like after that first one, like this one didn't hit me like the first one did, but after that first one, you're gonna let that shit ride out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
that shit went so crazy.
Sure. The first one is a better song, I think.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Overall, but I like this one. They keeping the same kind of funk vibe or whatever. You definitely see the strategy that they're going with, or the kind of music they want to make, and it's cool. I think that's that kind of timeless type of music. You can play that in any era, any function, and everybody there is gonna have a good time and enjoy it. So, I like it overall. They definitely there's good little strategy that they're going with. Silk Sonic. Yeah, tight little.
It's a vibe.
Little name.
It is.
Man, check out that new Soulja Boy album, Big Draco.
I will never. I don't dance. So it's
he don't
like
make those songs no more. But I feel you. He don't do them dance records no more.
All the songs is dance records.
No.
Rick and Morty. Rick, Morty. You make a dance to it.
He's trying to make TikTok records,
which are dances.
But it's not like back when he was Soulja Boy. Tell him
it's the same thing.
He was calling out dance moves.
He said slide to. He's not saying slide to the left, slide to the right.
It's a different thing.
They're still dance records, so. Like,
ultimately, he's trying to get everybody using the TikTok way of getting their song go up.
Clap.
It worked.
Thank you.
I mean, just saying, I'm not going to listen to that on the album.
I feel you. I was
You're going to spin that shit in the club.
I'm lying to y'all.
Not going to happen. But I see he did drop
You got a dope song with Bow Wow on it on there. I did listen to. Pretty solid.
Yeah. I seen he got an official game console now. It looked like a Game Boy.
He's had that for a few years.
No, but he got a new one now.
He got another one. All right.
Yeah, it's like
Soulja Boy be out here working.
He be out here, yeah. I'm like, who's gonna buy this shit?
He hustling.
I don't know.
You never know.
See, Ray J brought him a McLaren for his birthday or something.
And Ray J really getting it.
Yeah, he got some money.
He got some.
Raycon's popping though.
Yeah, Raycon, Scooty bikes, all that.
Yeah.
I've been doing it. Anything else? No music?
Nah, let's get to these.
I'll say his one wish really worked out for him, huh?
What happened? What'd you say?
Didn't it?
What'd you say?
His one wish really worked out for him.
His one wish.
It did.
Don't do that, man.
Seriously.
That was good. It was worth it. It was worth going down a little rabbit trail to get there.
I guess.
Let's get to these sports, man.
Let's do it, man. Which one? We doing a blockbuster trade?
Let's do it.
The blockbuster trade.
Shit. It went down this week.
Russell Westbrook.
I don't. All right, Russ Westbrook. That's what we're getting into, right?
Yeah,
that's what Lakers. I was going with. Yeah,
I don't like none of the. Y'all know how I feel about Russ. When Skip tweeted out once the trade was made. You see Skip's tweet?
Going to LeBron.
He said Westbrook is now joined LeBrick James.
I did not see that.
I was like, Skip couldn't wait to get that shit off.
Dying to. I think I saw that he did a video. It was like addressing.
Oh yeah, he got into it. Skip couldn't wait to get that shit off. He hate LeBron so much.
You knew the Lakers were going to make a move because it's been so many I know you guys have seen the memes about like Lakers fans what they think their team will look like, and it's got all of the available free agents,
right.
and guys
they were talking to everybody. They were talking to DeMar DeRozan, Buddy Hield. Of course, Russ. Who was another one? I think it was another one they was talking to too. Of course, literally that was brought up.
Yeah, they said they're gonna bring
doing
Melo
real shit to that.
Likely he's to come on, which I like that move. I absolutely hate the Westbrook addition.
Yeah, I know.
I do. I just don't.
Here? We back here again to hating him.
I don't hate Westbrook. I think I hate the addition.
You said it.
I did not say I hate him. I said I hate the addition. I don't hate Westbrook though. I think, to me, we knew that they struggled to shoot the ball from the perimeter, since I got to be specific when I'm talking to Moss about what shooting is. But
yeah, that's not the only place you can shoot.
I'm just saying, we're not talking about layups and dunks, talking about regular field goal percentage. Talking about shooting the ball from the perimeter, they struggled at that, and they just added a guard who doesn't help them in that area at all. I don't. That's the only thing. And then you give up so much. I would have. Why not do the Buddy Hield trade? That one fit. That's exactly what you needed.
So you think Buddy Hield is better than Westbrook?
I didn't say that, but he's a better fit for that team. Fit is different from player. Like, you can have. Like, all right, so Melo was a better player than a lot of people in the prime of his career. That don't mean he fit in a lot of places to be cohesive. You can throw him on the Spurs back in the day, and think that the Spurs was still going to win championships the way that Melo played the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
But Buddy Hield also doesn't cost $45 million.
Is Schroeder a free agent? They still got him?
He's a free agent. It sounds like they're probably going to re-sign and sign and trade him.
Okay, they probably.
I think because it works out best for him to make the most money, and they obviously won't keep him now. So
yeah, they got paid Russ
sign and trade.
But so you think you hate the fit? All right, so the only reason you hate it is because he's not a good 3-point shooter.
Oh, let me jump on his thing too, because I agree with what he said. I mean, it's a wait and see game on the depth, but I think depth was also the second biggest problem that they had last year.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think, I don't want to look like an idiot here because it's similar to the same argument that I said about the Nets, and they obviously seem to have played well together. But you pay three people as much money as they're going to pay. They're going to get some veteran signees that sign on for like veteran minimums and stuff, but you're just really making your wiggle room for error extremely thin when you're paying those guys that much. They're going to have to fill out the roster.
Yeah,
and
I can see that because
I don't know how that's going to work
with out. Shooters.
I think Buddy Hield was a way better move.
That big of an issue. I think injuries is what affects most teams the worst, especially when you're top heavy like the Lakers.
Right.
So as long as those three guys are healthy, I think they'll be fine. I'm just like, I think we're doing the same thing. I think this reminds me of like the Giannis thing. It was like, yeah, okay, we know Russ is not a great shooter. That's not his best part of his game. But that doesn't eliminate all the other great things that he does as a point guard. Sure. Like, he's a walking triple-double. That's only going to make them better if he's getting people in position to get buckets. He's pushing the pace of the team with how he pushes on the fast break. And you're alongside LeBron, which I think he's pretty tight with. And it's like, I can see that really working out for them.
Well, let me clarify one thing that I said. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, you good.
I don't see this working out as like in championship. I don't see it ending in that.
Right.
I think you would be dumb to say that they won't be most likely a top 3 team in the West.
Right.
When you put that much talent on a team, I've been convinced of this last year watching the Nets. When you put that much talent
think that would work out. I'm like, yo, they're gonna be in the top of the East. There's no way around it.
I was wrong on that one.
Yeah.
I was wrong on that one. I'll wear that. But when you put that much talent on a team, you're going to beat the majority of teams.
Right.
When it comes into that last playoff run and it's really the finals of the finals, I don't see what they're putting together working. But I think that'd be a great team.
I mean, I think that's from everybody's situation. A lot has to come together to win a championship. That's a fact. That's for any team that's assembled. But at the same time, that's a great big 3 to have, in my opinion. If they all stay healthy and are good when the playoffs comes, they're going to be a problem from everybody in the West. No matter what the matchup is, they're going to be a problem for them.
Oh, no. And then I feel like this stuff right here is just something that continues to, or will continue to, like, diminish LeBron's legacy a little bit. Like,
do you think it's more now than 7 years ago?
It's a continuous trend, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying about it. It's just
I guess I don't think of it as worse that way. This is just he's continually showed you that he wants to play with.
This is the only way that he's going to do it, and it's like, especially after watching like Kawhi get his kind of on his own, and Giannis get his on his own. It's almost like, damn, Bron, when you gonna do that shit?
Everybody's path is different, man.
Well, he did get one by his own.
When?
The Cleveland one?
The Cleveland one.
With Kyrie? When Kyrie hit the shot that counted the most? Sure. I'm just saying, though.
Sure. They both had 45 points.
Right. No, and I'm not saying that LeBron is... he's LeBron James. He's one of the best players to ever play the game, for sure.
Right.
But it's always going to be one of those things where you had to click up to get it. You never could, like...
You think that's a...
Get it off
I
your
think
muscle.
it would be different if he was clicking up to beat teams that are lesser. But when you're having to know you have to deal with the Warriors, when they were the Warriors during that time, you knew you needed some guys. You weren't going to just be able to get it with just LeBron and some regular guys. You weren't going to beat them. Like, it just won't going to happen that way if you have some other guys with you that was of that all-star, superstar level.
Same thing we thought about the Bucks and the Nets.
Yeah, but the Warriors formed after the Heat, right?
No, I think they were, yeah.
But
I mean, they was already formed. They had just gotten better.
That's always been my biggest thing.
But
he initiated this. Once he went to Miami, everybody did the big three.
Yeah,
so
but
now
the reason he went to Miami is because he couldn't beat Boston. When we had KG, Paul, and Ray.
That was his first pussy move. Then it is what.
I mean, we were a better team than them. We had a better team than them. It was LeBron or bust during that time. So it's like you need another guy with you. You're not gonna just do it by yourself, LeBron. Not against what we had that year.
He is who he is. I don't think any less of him. I don't think this trade impacts anything. But that's because, from my perspective, I've looked at him this way for 15 years now.
Right.
So I don't think it was shocking.
Y'all think it's kind of ironic how KD and LeBron have switched counterparts at this point?
Yeah.
A little bit. I would have preferred that Russ got traded to the Nets for Kyrie and we see them running back one more time. Harden, Westbrook, KD. That'd be cool. Awesome.
I mean, I guess it's sad.
I'm in fan mode right now. That would have been awesome.
That would have never happened, but I think
Russ ain't fucking with KD on that level.
That would have been.
I think they're good.
I would cheer for him.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Is that because your hate for Kyrie is much more than for Russ?
Kyrie is by far my most hated. Kyrie surpassed LeBron.
Oh, and Harden for that much.
Yeah, it's Kyrie, LeBron, Harden is my list.
I got you.
But, I mean, I think you got to give a shout out to Kyrie. Respect to the work that he has put in to be able to dethrone LeBron as my most hated basketball player. That's impressive. So, respect to Kyrie. You're doing your thing, bro.
Yeah. Keep it up.
Let's see how it plays out.
Throwing a fit about his shoes in the Instagram comments.
I did see that.
What about his shoes?
Some shoes came out, one of his signature shoes. He doesn't like the design, so he put in the comments, I did not approve this. I had nothing to do with this. These shoes suck.
Oh, really? The ones that getting paid off of?
I hate this bitch.
Oh, okay.
But now that just popped up.
We'll see how it works out for the Lakers, man.
I think they'll be fine, man, barring injury.
So that's another, but I think that's something we might have to consider moving forward.
What?
Because of the net situation.
Yeah. Injuries.
When you put so much into three players, even if just one of them goes down, it really hinders your team. Yeah. And if two go down, it obviously makes it.
We ultimately saw that with Golden State before. I mean, they constructed theirs a lot more organically, but you saw Clay go down and you saw KD go down, and it changed the entire landscape. Because I mean, you're paying these guys so much money that you don't have the people to replace them. It's impossible, as nobody would. So even if you did have the money, you probably wouldn't. So when you're built that way, you're counting on these guys to be healthy as at least throughout the playoffs. So if not, then you're in trouble. It
appears that my Boston Celtics are taking the other way of going about things and saying, fuck getting a superstar. We just getting a bunch of motherfucking regular guards.
Who's the guy that they just got?
Well, we drafted a guard, another France guard.
What's going on there? Fournier back?
I don't know. I think they're still working it out. They're going to bring him back. He might end up being back. Got him. We picked up Josh Richardson from the Mavs. Of course, we got Al Horford back after trading Kemba. So it's like, I don't know.
How you feeling right now?
I don't know. I don't
Not
know
looking too good.
I don't know what. Shit, they was talking about. We trying to get Lonzo now.
He'd be a good fit.
I'm like, our issue was bigs. And yes, we do need a point guard. So now we're just going to get 5 guards? Just 5 like decent guards?
5 guards
to answer the question?
5 guards.
We already got Jalen, Marcus Smart, and I like that. I like Pritchard. I like Peyton Pritchard a lot. But we drafted last year. But it's like, how many guards do we fucking need? All these guards ain't gonna be on the floor at the same time. But we got to get some depth. So I ain't mad at the depth. We need some depth if people get injured.
Early off season.
I ain't mad at it.
Make some minor moves. See what happens next. I know Bill is the one that.
Yeah, no. If we end up getting Lonzo Ball, I'm gonna have to cheer for him a little bit.
You gonna love this dude?
Yeah, I think you're gonna love him.
He might be good, but we'll see. We'll see if it happens.
It's fun to watch.
You say we got eyes on him, like we're really trying to make an effort to get him. What it look like?
I'll be interested. I think to me, it's I'm interested to see where he goes the most, of course. But I think to me, I think he should go to Golden State, but I'm not sure if they're interested in him at all.
That would be dope.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
This draft I don't think it was marketed very well.
It was not. Really. It wasn't.
It was not. It wasn't even on my radar until the day of the draft. I had no clue it was coming up. The lack of massive named players obviously has part of it. I think the other part of it is the lack of huge market teams that were at the top.
The second pick of the draft with Jalen Green, he came from the G League.
Yeah.
He didn't even come from a college. He got drafted from the G League, which he is a fucking beast.
He's the
Houston
one that
got some ballers right now. Him and Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood, that's going to be a nice little young combination of dudes that can get buckets. So we'll see how that work out with them. You know, they in their rebuild mode right now. But
yeah, a lot of people say
Jalen Green. I didn't check out some of his highlights.
They said Jalen Green will be better than Cade.
He's a baller.
Ultimately, as an NBA
Cade's
player.
Nice too, though.
Yeah.
He's nice too. Fucking 6'8" point guard.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a problem.
I think I'm sure there'll be some big name players that come out of the draft, but just coming into it, the names weren't that big, and you didn't have like the last couple of years we've had like the Knicks and the Lakers picking really high up in the draft, which I think automatically
when a big market team
brings in a lot of
picks.
interest.
Yeah.
So when it's Pistons, Rockets, Magic, it's like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
I don't care about these teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have much takeaway from the draft.
It was cool.
It's nothing. We'll see if these guys pan out. Like I said, I'm waiting for next year's draft.
That's a fact. We'll see how this summer league go. See who makes the team.
Man, let's get into some real sports.
All right. Simone Biles.
No, that's not what I was talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Aaron Rodgers.
NFL is fucking back, dog. We are right on the edge of that shit. Like, the NFL is back. Training camps are in full swing. This motherfuckers got pads on. I'm hearing reports from training camp. I'm hype about this shit. I'm hype, bro.
We here, bro.
No doubt.
I'm telling you, I might go check one out myself. I'm thinking about, driving up to Pittsburgh here in a couple days or something and checking out a little
see how much
practice
Ben to slim down in person.
I don't care as long as I don't care what Ben look like. As long as he disseminate the football like he's supposed to on the field, then we're good. I don't give a fuck.
How you feel about him being ranked under Baker in the Madden ratings?
I think the Madden ratings are ridiculous.
I mean,
I think overall the Madden ratings are ridiculous from what I've seen. But hey, whatever, they'll change throughout the season.
There's few things that bring me more joy than getting your reaction on Madden ratings.
I fucking hate these motherfuckers,
man. Oh my God. So earlier in the week, the safeties list comes out. Minka's at 10.
No, before the safety list, the edge rusher list came out. They got fucking Myles Garrett at number 1. And it's like, since when has he ever been better than TJ Watt?
Do you think Watt will get good enough to be as good as Garrett one day?
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't think so?
Bro, it's never been a time ever.
Here's a problem for y'all.
It's never been, no, for Mason Rudolph maybe. It's never been a time in Myles Garrett's career where he's outperformed TJ Watt on the same field. It's literally never happened. And he's never had a season either where he's done better than TJ Watt. So I don't get. And then Khalil Mack was second. I got a lot of respect for Khalil Mack. But he's not fucking TJ Watt at this point. Like, TJ Watt was the NFL sack leader. He is the best edge rusher. That's just right there. That ends everything to me. And then they had JJ Watt at number 5. It's like, all right, we got a lot of respect for JJ, but the motherfucker had 5 sacks last year.
For JJ.
We got a lot of respect. We got a lot of respect for this motherfucker.
We got a lot of respect for JJ.
We do. Right? Don't you? But...
yeah, I think you said
he doesn't deserve to be
that's the best we've seen in our generation or something like that.
Yeah, he's the best defender. Besides Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Donald at this point. Right. Definitely the best defender of our generation, I think. But yeah, he shouldn't be. At best, maybe a top 15, not top 5 edge rusher.
It's a video game, right?
Yeah, it should be accurate. It's a video game based on, or it's a simulation. Based on, it should be accurate.
As accurate as they can get it.
No, it's not. Obviously not.
Not to mention the ratings flux when games start. They change the rating by you playing. This is just the off season where they think they are right now before they play the game.
And this is a terrible take. I don't know who does they just seem like they just go up with random shit and then it's like, oh, we'll fix it later, but we're gonna put it out because they're still gonna buy it. This is bullshit.
Shout out McCourty. OG, triple OG.
Yeah, and then the safety list comes out, and they have Minkah Fitzpatrick, the 2-time first team All-Pro back-to-back, 2-time Pro Bowler back-to-back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Name another accolade that he has. He got a fucking lot. At number 10, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro.
At the same time,
it's not non-safety.
That 10 was like in the midst of like 5 points of rating, so it's not like it was that off. It's not like he was like an 85 and everybody else is like 95 plus. I think McCourty was like a 93. He's like an 88. It's like not that off. Yeah, 92, 88.
I'm just saying. Let's be. He was the best safety in football last year. He should be ranked as such. That's all I'm saying. Where's the respect at? Where is the respect?
Hey.
I would seriously walk into EA Sports and slap every motherfucker in there if I had the opportunity. I would. Once I see that list, I'm like, yo, they think they playing with me. They're playing with me. They think I'm a game.
They're playing with me.
Yeah, they're gonna show. I'm gonna show them what's really the game. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know. It's just terrible.
We got to set you up with a separate feed to upload Steelers podcast on your own.
What do you mean?
We have to. Because every week we somehow end up talking about the Steelers for 10 minutes and nobody else.
Well, that's what the Madden ratings thing was about. It's just
about the Steelers.
It was just about finding the Steelers players that should be better ranked.
Look,
there was actual news when Aaron Rodgers decided not to retire and came back to Green Bay after all of the nonsense that's been going on with him. But we're talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick being a number 10 safety on Madden.
Yeah, you can't tell me that's incorrect, though.
I don't think it's right.
That's all I'm saying.
Because
I'm outraged.
It's Madden.
I'm outraged about this shit.
As Moss said, his rating will be different in 3 weeks after they play one preseason.
He's going to get 2 picks in the first 3 weeks. His rating's going to go up. That's just how Madden works.
Somebody deserve a headlock. I don't care if it's John Madden himself. Somebody deserve a headlock.
R.P. John Madden. He's passed away, but whatever.
Oh, is he dead?
I don't think he is.
He didn't pass away?
I don't think he's alive, right?
I think you can still catch him riding that bus to the next game.
I could have swore he had passed away.
I don't know.
The more you say that, the more I think he did too.
He might have. He's definitely old enough, but I don't know. Maybe somebody already got to the headlock before me. But
for all those wondering, he is alive.
Yeah,
we determined that he is alive.
Yeah. Kicking at 85 years old.
Shout out to John Madden.
No disrespect.
Aaron Rodgers is back, and Aaron Rodgers is not happy. I thought his press conference was hilarious.
It was the most legendary thing I've ever watched.
He really gave it up.
He really came in. Some people think these like minor details. I think it was important. The way he came in, he clearly had. Obviously, he's had a bunch of stuff on his mind anyway.
Oh, it's fact.
But he clearly thought through this and like put together the order, the list, the way he wanted to say it. I felt like it was really well thought out. He kept the like respectful tone that you have to say wild shit and not be like a maniac. But he was so directly to the point. Was like, you guys leave me out of everything. I don't like the way this person was treated. Yeah. Like he had receipts. He knows damn well nothing's gonna happen.
He knew the assignment.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
I've never seen anybody just like completely lay out the organization that they like currently play for.
Well, do you think there's ever been anybody with as much leverage as him?
No, definitely not.
Do you mind him using his privilege in that moment?
Fuck that. Fuck I'm not sure. Leverage.
Yeah,
this is leverage.
Yeah, same thing. Privilege and leverage.
But yeah, I'm fine with
leverage.
Yeah, I'm fine with him flexing his muscle because we've seen over the course of his career that they've done him dirty. Like they got rid of Jordy Nelson when Jordy Nelson was still a top wide receiver in the game type thing. Like we forget that he was in the top 2-3 wide receivers, and it might have been due to Aaron Rodgers, but so
y'all forget.
Oh,
I remember my savior.
That was your boy, huh?
I didn't even really fucking.
But I mean, he was like a great wide receiver, and they let him go. And other weapons that he's had and stuff like that, and they let him go. And they never replaced him with anything. They got Devontae Adams or whatever, but he wasn't a top pick or whatever.
Turned out pretty solid.
Yeah. He was
like he was just he's a 99 rated wide receiver.
He deserves it, but. I don't know. We've seen over the course of his career they haven't put the pieces around Aaron Rodgers to be truly successful. I guess they've always went to the playoffs and stuff like that, but we've expected them to win Super Bowls and stuff like that over the past few years, and it hasn't been to Aaron Rodgers' fault. It's always like something defensively wrong with the team or maybe the offensive line or something like that. So, I mean, I'm fine with his stance. You could tell that he's definitely been thinking about this shit for years.
I'm not removing any blame from Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's always just the team around him. You can't do that.
I mean, yeah, he plays on the team, so he has to shoulder the loss. But we haven't looked at any of those games, and maybe I haven't looked at any of these games and said that they lost that game because of Aaron Rodgers. Some of those games, the San Francisco ran for like 300 yards on that defense, bro. It's just certain things you can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, I think the weird thing with the Green Bay situation is I feel like he has a legitimate complaint in that he hasn't been given the resources that he would like. But they've been good the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like fully take shots at like not from him. But like for me, it's hard for me to really say Green Bay's doing him dirty or hasn't done a good job because they're always right there.
But is that because of Aaron Rodgers though? Is that strictly because of him?
No, I think it is.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why he feel like, man, I'm carrying this shit.
Yeah.
And he's 38 years old at this point, and it's like I can't do that anymore. Like Tom Brady is littered with weapons.
Yeah.
Like this is what I need to be successful at this age. I need people I can get the ball out of my hands quickly and they make a play instead of me having to, scramble around and make these guys, what is his name, fucking Scandalini or whatever the fuck his name, make him look good. I got,
Scandinavians.
What the fuck is his name? We don't know.
What is it? Scantling.
Or
something Scantling.
Yeah. Yes.
Valdez Scantling?
Valdez,
Scantling, yeah. That's it.
But I mean, you gotta make these guys look good,
You can go deep. You can do that.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers can put the ball there. If you can run fast, it can be anybody. So yeah, I mean,
at the same time, he got Devontae, he got Aaron Jones, he got some guys. He was MVP last year for a reason because he had some guys with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but he's also talking about them letting go of players on the defensive side of the ball that hurt them.
He could definitely have an argument for the defense
in his career as well too. Like so. Or just core team guys that may have like taken the team mentally over the hump. You know what I'm saying? Like guys who just would a team captain type guys like that you needed just for like morale or
like Randall Cobb. You said he brought him back.
Yeah, that was just one of them things. Like here you go.
Made that happen.
Here you go, Aaron.
Get him back. You can get him back.
Something to keep him, get him a little like a smirk on his face or something.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't buy a lot into that signing because Randall Cobb hasn't been good for years.
Yeah,
I buy into it.
It's a favor.
I don't think he's
a good slot guy to have.
He's going to be a Pro Bowler next year, but I think that's a weapon that Rodgers has used well in the past. I could see them
like 6 years ago. I'm just saying I don't buy him being I don't know. He probably won't even make it out of training camp.
Oh, I don't believe that. We'll see. We'll see. Do you see this becoming a problem during the season? So part of his agreement to come back was they voided out future year or years. Mm-hmm. He's doing 1 year at Green Bay, and then they're going to reevaluate and see if they can convince him to stay at that point. Do you see it getting ugly at some point in time? Because Rodgers is the guy that would do it, I think.
You think he'll sabotage the season, so to speak?
No, I don't think he's. I think he's going to play. Yeah, I think he wants to win and do the best he can. If they get to week 12 and they're 7-6 or some shit, 7-5, 5-7, and he's starting to take criticism, I could see it getting nasty real quick. Because he's not.
What do you mean by nasty? There, what do you think he'll do if they have a bad season?
I think you could get nasty between him and the front office. I don't think he's going to do anything in the game that's going to change the season or something. Right. But
I think it's already nasty. Like, obviously they've been beefing,
right,
the whole off season. But
coming back and saying I'm going to play it's at least an attempt to make nice for right now. I'm just saying I don't think they'll last.
I mean, I don't know. I think he'll play out the season like he's supposed to. Yeah, and then he'll be on his way out.
I agree with you. If the season does not go like as it has went, like if they're not at least competitive or like a playoff team, then I think I could see Aaron Rodgers taking some shots in the media here and there. That's all towards the end of the season or whatever.
Directly a head coach and directly at management, and after the loss, just saying these guys didn't do what they needed to do to give blah blah. I don't know.
I can see it happening. I can see it happening.
I understand the frustration. We'll see how it plays out.
Man, I'm just ready for some football, dog.
Yeah, it's getting close, man.
Get on the field.
Really close.
I'm gonna watch the fuck out of the Hall of Fame game next week.
I might.
It's gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna watch it.
I've been watching
AFL or something, but I'm gonna watch the shit. About that.
You all watching the Olympics?
No, I haven't seen zero of it.
Been watching a lot during the day. Olympics is low key kind of fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Greatest athletes in the world.
A bunch of weird sports that nobody cares about. Handball, water polo, and stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's crazy cool shit that you didn't even know was like an event.
No.
For the Olympics. Mm-hmm. It's like,
how long have they been doing this 3-on-3 thing?
I think this is the first year.
3-on-3 what?
They do 3-on-3 basketball now.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. How you get a team?
Don't know.
How do you qualify?
I don't know how that works, but like you said, they just started this.
Return to the Mac needs to be in that zone.
We didn't make a presence.
2025, here we come.
That's one of the worst events. Though. I've watched a few.
I haven't got to see it.
I didn't care for it at all.
Was Ice Cube in the crowd?
No.
Oh.
The Big Three going on right now.
Anybody's in the crowd.
They started their season. Big Three going on right now.
Yeah, I've seen a few things about that. Well, I mean, the last note that I had here of big topics was Simone Biles.
Yeah.
We mentioned the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
To me, this has just been another extremely annoying conversation of the week. Because everybody just wants to get involved. Everybody's she's either a coward or we must protect Simone Biles, which I also think is fucking retarded. She decided not to continue. From what I've heard, that spinsies or twisties or whatever they said she's got is like a normal thing that happens to gymnasts where their equilibrium is just kind of fucked up. Yeah. So I don't really see it being a big deal that she decided not to play. Well, but I also think if you're looking at it from an athletic perspective of like what we always do, comparing the greatest athletes of all time, I mean, I think there's a negative point to be made there.
What do you mean by that?
The way that if you're having just a discussion about the greatest Olympians ever or something like that.
Yeah, I think she's probably considered the GOAT.
Yeah, I think what happened is relevant. I think that should be held against her, quote unquote, if you will.
You say should or shouldn't?
Should. On the competitive side.
Of her tapping out?
Yeah. I don't think she did anything wrong, but I'm saying if you're going to talk about the greatest Olympians of all time, kind of like when we have, the basketball debates, who's the greatest basketball player of all time, durability or availability is something that comes into that equation.
The difference here, though, is Simone Biles could never compete again, and nobody would ever come close to her records.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's already proven.
Right. It's not even close, like, between her and the next best gymnast. Like,
it's not like she's still on the come up in the middle of her.
She's like miles. Like, her scores that she's posted, nobody's coming. It's not a competition. It's like her first, and then everybody else is competing for second and third.
She's created her own moves, right? They've named moves after her that nobody's done.
No, nobody else is capable of doing them. They're too dangerous. And
when she dropped out, I understand what y'all are saying. When she dropped out, the score that she had in whatever the event was,
it was one of the lowest scores.
It was one of the lowest. Right. I'm not saying she's not the best gymnast.
Right.
She probably is the greatest gymnast of all time. I'm saying if you're looking at it as an overall athlete type of thing, if we're going best Olympian and you're comparing her to Phelps and other Olympians that have been like super decorated, or if you're having a greatest female athlete discussion and you're saying her and Serena and this and that, then the fact that she bowed out of the Olympics due to a non-physical injury, I think, plays a part in that discussion.
The difference here, though, is nobody ever told Michael Phelps that in order for him to swim, he's so much better than everybody else. In order for you to swim, you need to swim with ankle weights on. Nobody's ever told him anything like that. Like, they've curved it for her. Like, they've literally told her she won't be scored the same because the moves that she's doing are too difficult.
They was capping off points.
Right, they're capping her at a certain point because of who she is. And so, I mean, mentally that can take a toll on you because it's like, all right, I can't even, like, my best is being, like, undermined at this point. So I'm working so hard to be this person, to be the best. But then when I show you that I am, it's like, oh, this don't even count no more because you're too good at it. So that's unfair. But and then it's also the things that people don't talk about or bring up. It's like, she went through an incredibly traumatic situation with the Olympics and that whole Olympic doctor molesting people and stuff like that. All of that stuff adds up and takes a toll on you. So eventually, if she feels like, she can't perform, then I'm perfectly. She doesn't owe anybody anything. She's already said that she's already shown America she's the best that we have ever seen. So I'm perfectly fine with her sitting out. And I understand the mental things that she could be going through. I would hate to train for something so hard and then somebody tell you like, oh, you're the best, but guess what? We can't count you or we can't score you as the best. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? It's unfair.
I don't think that's what you're saying is fully accurate. I just listened to somebody else talking about the scoring and they gave detailed what took place, I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. I don't think there's any problem with her not competing either.
Yeah, right.
I don't personally have an issue with it. I don't care. Or if she doesn't feel comfortable, she doesn't feel comfortable. That's her decision. It doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. I think it's
just saying
a combination.
She did quit.
A combination with her being considered the GOAT of what she does and not necessarily knowing exactly what she's really going through is a different thing. Because, like, I think they was talking about it might have been on Flagrant, about Jordan, like when he took his break after he had won 3 back-to-back. But everybody knew that his dad had just got killed. So it was like a specific reason where we understood why he's taking this break from basketball and being all this pressure and da-da-da-da. Then he came back and won 3 more. I do think it's like a double standard, though, with female athletes and male athletes. Because we've seen in the NBA with PG and Kyrie. PG got a lot of flack for how he played in the bubble when he was telling y'all, like, my mental was fucked up, I'm not feeling right being in here, like, I'm not myself here, da-da-da-da-da. People was like, yo, you need to suck that shit up and get your shit together. People was on his ass still about it. He didn't consider what his mental was being in the bubble, yada-da-da-da. And Kyrie this season, when he took his, like, mental days off and there was no specific reason as to why he was off, he got flack for that shit. Like, yo, play. Why you sitting out games? There's a little bit of a double standard there with male and female athletes as far as the mental break type shit. Yeah, I don't think that's fair. Like, male athletes go through shit too. They have mental lapses and shit like that too. Like, they should be able to take their breaks and not get no flack from it.
I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you're not as good as what you do, as Simone Biles is at what she does, then shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, is nobody like you? You're probably, whoever is critiquing her or have something to say, you're probably the 50th best podcast of what, you know what I'm saying? Or, the fucking 100th ranked sports show. Like, step your game up. She's already accomplished all of her dreams at this point.
That's why
she doesn't owe
talking about
America anything. If she wants to say, I'll never fucking do another tumble again, I'm fine with it, and everybody will still know that Simone Biles was the best to ever do it. So, I mean, that's why I don't really have a problem with her, and I don't think she deserves to be critiqued for sitting out. And like I said, I've laid out why I think I would say, fuck this shit too if I felt that way. And again, you don't know what other things may be going on in the background in their life and stuff like that. It's a lot of pressure. So
people still human, man. Shit affects people.
Yeah.
Different ways.
Yeah, but hey, shout out to her. I'm sure she'll get a lot of endorsement deals and stuff like that behind this. So she's not going to be hurt.
Most likely. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She'll be fine. What else we got? Is that a wrap on that? Put a button on it?
I got nothing else. Nothing else today.
Anything else you'd like to bring up?
No, I want to clarify my comments again, though.
What you got?
I think there's a difference between, like, if somebody should be allowed to do something without being penalized or whatever. I think that's a different discussion about what she should or shouldn't be allowed to do than the comparison of, like, her. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go.
What you mean what I made with the male and female thing?
I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say right now, so we just keep it moving. I think I've had plenty of mental health things, and I've called out of work for times when I decided I couldn't work, and my agreement with work is that I will work for them. I think I had a valid reason to not go to work those days, and my employer thought the same thing as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. If my employer is doing a ranking of their associates or whatever, and they're saying, who is our most productive or our best associate, and I'm not ranked number one because I've missed multiple days, I think that should go into my rating as an individual. So Biles, it may not be relevant because she's so much better than everybody else, but when we're mentioning, like PG and stuff, I think on a personal level that is messed up, that if he's going through a deep depression in the bubble and he's playing worse, I think we should have some sympathy towards that as a person. But is ranking him as a basketball player, if we're comparing him to another player that doesn't have those issues and doesn't play bad during the bubble because they're not dealing with mental health problems, I don't think it should be something where, we can't knock him because he's got mental health. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong for having a mental health problem, but if there's other people that don't miss games because of this, I just feel like there should be an honest evaluation of stuff. The mental health thing gets used too easily. And again, I'm off of Biles on this. I'm not saying that she's using it this way. It's just done as a way that anytime I don't want to do something, don't do well at something, I'm struggling mentally. And then nobody can criticize that person. I just think that's bullshit.
But I mean, it's definitely became more of a conversation these days. But I think we've seen it happen in the past to great players like LeBron. Like his lapse against the Mavs. Like people looked at him like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like he could have been going through some shit why he didn't play well in that finals. And I think what against us when we bust him before he left, I think that shit with Delonte West happened. Talking about he was messing with his moms and shit. That could have been fucking with him during that shit. But it wasn't a big topic to talk about your mental health then. So it's like you just gotta go out there and play and take whatever comes.
Well, but that's my point though. Is it matters to a certain extent because as a person, I have empathy that got to be tough to deal with.
Right,
but
it's probably as an athlete, more on that stage. You know what I'm saying?
As an athlete, it doesn't fucking matter. We judge you off a championship performance or whatever.
I think that needs to change, though. That's the part that needs to change. We can't treat these athletes like they don't have feelings.
I mean, no, I don't necessarily think it needs to change, but we just have to understand that everybody can't I don't know. Everybody can't close that part off and just focus on the task at hand.
Right.
Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not. I mean, like you said, even Michael Jordan, one of the most mentally strong people we've ever heard of, or, you know, had to take a break from the shit. So I don't know.
There's a big difference though between stepping away for a season or taking time off than
quitting in the middle.
Yeah, quitting the Olympics or leaving in the middle of the season and saying I'll be back in a few days. Those are two different things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But I feel like
that's how you play. I mean,
I feel like if this was her first competition or something, and this is what she did, and she posted some low scores when we were expecting her to, you know, be great, then it'd be a different story. But since she's shown everybody what she's capable of, and it's well documented what she's kind of went through this Olympic process, mentally, I can see that taking a toll on somebody. Like, I don't have the documents for everybody else to show what they went through to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But looking at her timeline, I'm like, okay, it makes sense that somebody may have, so especially a young, somebody as young as she is, it would be too much. It would be overwhelming for her to handle at this point. So, I mean, that to me makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like in PG's situation, we don't have the information in the background for it to add up.
So it's like, oh, he pussy man.
Hers,
because he don't know.
I have that information, so I'm like, okay, I'm fine with it. Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm fine with it. I empathize with her, but she quit the Olympics. It is what it is.
She won't win a gold medal.
She's a hero for this, and I don't think she needs.
I don't think it's necessary
protection. Protect Simone Biles. Yeah, she's not under attack.
Right, that's going too far.
She quit. I feel bad for her. I hope she feels better and is able to compete next time. But saying that it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Anything else before we get going on samples? We're running out of time here.
I think I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah.
If you are listening to the YouTube, watching the YouTube, we'll be back next week. Yeah. If you're on the audio, stay tuned. We got these samples coming.
Yes, indeed. Peace.